Adversity, disappointment, hardship, pain. These are the things that become problematic in our lives if we don't know and have and possess the tools that we need to succeed. Hi, I'm Jimi Hendrix, and this episode is called Endure Well to Level Up on Empower Your Pattern 2.0. I'm Jimi Hendrix, success, confidence, and thrive coach, member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and founder of James Hendrix Empowerment. I believe that there are patterns to help us receive more, to help us live a better and extraordinary life. In this, I also wish to give the spiritual and temporal tips to help you overcome the adversities in everyday life. Disappointments, hardship, pain, trials, trouble. Yesterday evening I was excited because I had a Toastmasters meeting planned and potentially, going to do some vacation Bible school with a friend of mine. And having coping, regularly with social isolation, because I live out in the country. It's not a very easy thing for me. But in the midst of my adversity, I learned, and I'm holding here my King James Bible. We'll go somewhere where we can get some better light here. Where we're going to be, where you have sometimes. Adversity can be something that can knock us silly. But you sometimes have to know that adversity calls you to level up. I remember such a time in my life, from 2006 to 2008, that I was going such a thing. I was flopping around in graduate school, floundering, no purpose. Reactive friends, not going anywhere. And then, in October 2008, I made some decisions that I thought, were unpopular. But at the time, they helped me level up. And so, to that extent, I'm going to teach you how to level up with this principle. We're going to go to 1 Peter chapter 2, verses 19 and 20. So I'm going to go ahead and look through here. I have my paper scriptures, and lots of people, they have the apps on their phones. But sometimes when I need a little consolation, there's nothing like these paper scriptures, here in old King James Bible. Remember the church. I remember the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. But I'm also in many ways still the good old Baptist boy. So we're going to 1 Peter chapter 2, 19 and 20, okay? And this is something that I really, sadly, I don't think I've ever really taken a deep dive into these verses. And I was looking through Latter-day Scriptures in what was known as our topical guide. That's the church's, basic exhaustive concordance. And I found something powerful about enduring that can strengthen and help us right now. So, okay. Almost there. Sorry it's taking so long. You hear me leafing through paper scriptures. Maybe that's good. It takes it for a while. It takes it a while. It takes me a chance to just really get it out and level with you guys. Also have a YouTube channel on my Empower Your Pattern 2.0 that deals with this as well. But in the audio podcast, I want to. What's it? And the pages in this Bible love to stick together. But that's good though. A used Bible, a Bible that has been used frequently and read frequently, makes a whole person. So, okay, now. I'm sorry, guys. Almost there. Okay. Now, 1 Peter 2, 19 and 20. Was verse 19. For this is thankworthy. If a man for conscience toward God endure grief, suffering wrongfully. Now, we're going to stay and camp out on this verse for a little while. Because this is important, but this is thankworthy. And one of the things that keeps coming up in my research in overcoming adversity is you need gratitude. And some of you go like, gratitude? Really and truthfully? Gratitude? Man, things are stinking today. This is wrong and that's wrong. This meeting was canceled and, you know, my main man or my main girl, you know, they're all booed up and they don't hang out with me that much anymore. You know, the usual stuff that you can complain about. Or, you can be grateful. Do you want to level up? And sometimes you gotta be grateful. And one of the things that Dr. Delatoro McNeil II says, he says this, and I believe this. I believe this with all my heart. And this might be something I put on my Facebook group. I think it's time for me to revitalize my Empower Your Pattern 2.0 Facebook group by asking the question, how can you be grateful in the face of adversity? So once this podcast episode is over, I still got plenty of time. I am going to write down 15 things to be grateful for, so that I'm not, you know, second class. Oh, it stinks. Oh, it stinks. You're not going to level up if you get this reactive, oh, it stinks thing, okay? Sometimes you got to, when life gives you lemons, like the old Alex Boyer song, make lemonade. You know? Okay, verse 20. For what glory is it, if when ye be buffeted for your faults, ye shall take it patiently. But if when ye do well, and suffer for it, ye take it patiently. This is acceptable with God. See, and I know that this is tough, but in many ways, you know, I remember in 1999, I was going through my divorce. And at first, it was a very bitter divorce. She wanted a divorce, I didn't. So it started out pretty bitter. And then, it's funny. For 2 years in my life, I mean, yeah, there were times I saw brilliant color in my life, but in many ways I saw black and white. Because I had questions that needed answered. And then, well, many of you know the story. I'm going to go ahead and tell it anyway for those that need fresh eyes. Alright, now listen. Here it is. February 27th, 2001. I showed up for my regular volunteer job with Legal Aid that I've been there for almost a month. They were kind of hesitant to take me on. And then I got called in by one of the head attorneys. Guess what, Mr. Hendricks? You realize it's not your fault, but you made a serious clerical error. You're fired. I went home and I cried. And I went crazy. And then that night, I was journaling. I was journaling my heart out. And I was journaling about becoming a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of the Latter-day Saints. I had not been baptized yet. I started crying. It was something. But it was more tears of joy because I knew I couldn't come back. Okay, a short time later, I was reading 2 Nephi chapter 2 when I stumbled across a verse that resonated with me. It said, Adam fell that men might be, and men are that they might have joy. So I thought, instead of just thinking that God doesn't give us answers when we go through adversity, He does. Because we all have free will. When I found out that my meeting was canceled today and potentially some other things, at first I sat there, woe me, life stinks. And then, I don't know, it's like the Holy Ghost told me, I know it's not going to be released for another 3 days, but do this podcast. Do this podcast. And so I thought, well, see, the thing is, you got to be, two things to consider. Number one, you've got to have free will. You've got to have free will. You have a choice to either choose to be miserable in your adversities or endure with gratitude. Now, I know that one doesn't sound so appealing, but it really is. It really is. Now, I hope you enjoy listening to Empower Your Pattern 2.0. If you like what you hear, please subscribe, become a part of Pattern Realm. This is Jimi Hendrix saying until next time, don't just sit there and take it. Build your dreams so you can take it. Do what others don't so you can do what others won't. And do what others won't so you can have what others can't. Please share this with Mama Son, Papa Son, and everyone. Choose, act, and pursue happiness. God bless you guys. It's going to get better from here. Take care, you guys.